welcome to Rediff. Jan 15th is municipal corporation elections to 29 corporations in Maharashtra. And to discuss the campaign trail, the politics of Maharashtra, the politics of Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, as well as other municipal corporations, we have with us a special guest, Aditya Thackeray. Aditya, welcome to Rediff. How is it? You have already hit the campaign trail, and you just now told me that you've been campaigning outside Mumbai also. How is campaign trail shaping up?
Frankly, we have waited for this election for the past 4 years. Mumbai and 28 other cities, so 29 cities in total, have been waiting for elections because today, for the last 4 years, we have no one who's answering to us. We have no one to be held accountable for. There is no transparency, and everything's running from the Chief Minister's office. What is also very important is Maharashtra is almost 53% urban, and urban centers being without a political direction is an absolute chaotic situation. So, yes, we have been preparing for these polls, but now that we have jumped into the campaign season, we've got only 10 days to campaign. So we're trying to manage that. Candidates are going door to door, meeting people, taking our manifestos to the people, whereas we are trying to meet our karyakartas, meet the people, do the interviews. All of it is going on. So it's a tad bit stretched, but great fun.
And stressed?
Not really. See, you only get stressed about things you don't like. So stress is not there.
What are the chances that the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Bhalasaheb Thackeray and Maharashtra Navnirman Sena alliance is giving to itself, considering that they are facing a juggernaut called the BJP?
Why do you call the BJP a juggernaut?
Because they've been trouncing all their opponents left, right and center.
In what way?
Electorally.
With what all?
That is for you to answer.
Right? So unknowingly, even you know what I am here to say. Of course, the BJP has the election commission in its hand, police, government forces, everything is with them. And yet, there is an opposition fighting against the kind of strong-willed dictatorship that they're trying to bring in. They have seeded hate and division into Maharashtra like never before. They've seeded the division of caste, creed, race, language, religion in Maharashtra that was never before. This was never the culture of Maharashtra, being so divided. And today, if you look at where they're trying to take our state, we're fighting against that. So obviously, when the MNS and Sena are coming together, essentially you see a lot of people who were divided, they're coming together for the state and for the city.
Okay. Recently, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, in an interview with a national TV network, said that the brand Thackeray has ceased to exist after your grandfather, and these are his words, Hindu Hriday Samrat Balasaheb Thackeray passed away. How do you respond to his claim? And he insists on the word Hindu Hriday Balasaheb Thackeray to tell the public that the Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray has now moved away from that ideology of Hindutva.
So let me break this into two parts. If he believes so, why did they ally with us in 2014 and 2019, the Lok Sabha elections, and come into majority? And when we were not with them, they were stuck at 240. So I'm not even talking of the brand, the power, the surname or anything like that. But this is sheer tomfoolery. This is basically trying to fool the people. And two, yes, Hindu Samrat Balasaheb Thackeray, my grandfather, the legacy is still being carried on by us, because the BJP that claims to be the sole, sole torchbearer for Hindutva is the party that has taken the prime accused of the Palghar Sadhu murder case into their party. The BJP is the party that has allied with the MIM. The BJP is the party right now for power, they allied with the Congress. So the BJP is only and only indulging in Hindutva politics for electoral gains. They do not give a single, they don't care about the issue at all. They don't care about the ideology. And their Hindutva is different from our Hindutva.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How is it different? Because when BJP says this is Maharashtra, Mumbai's mayor will be a Hindu Marathi, and you say the Mumbai's Mahapaur will be Marathi. How is Marathi Mumbai Mahapaur?
Our Marathis not Hindus. And this was never debated. See, Mumbai's mayor will be Marathi. Likewise, if you go to Bengaluru, the mayor of Bengaluru should be always a Kannadiga. If you go to Bengal, the mayor of Kolkata should always be a Bengali. What's wrong in that? And this was never debated. Even by the Congress, it was never debated for the past 60 years. It's for the first time that the BJP has brought about this debate. And it's only because they want to divide and polarize and rule. The fact is, the BJP has nothing else to offer. This is an election of civic issues. A civic election is about gutter, water, meter. It is not about Rohingyas and Bangladeshis and Hindutva and this and that. Speak about issues. We say muddetsa bola.
Dr. Neil Kirit Somaiya in his manifesto in his local manifesto has written that he will free Mulund of Bangladeshi infiltrators.
It's the most childish thing that I see, not this individual because too silly an individual, but even the chief minister going and campaigning saying we will now remove infiltrators and Bangladeshis after this election. Imagine for the last 12 years, the Prime Minister belongs to the BJP, Home Minister belongs to the BJP, Defense Minister belongs to the BJP. In our state, the Home Minister for the last 10 years belongs to the BJP, Devendra Fadnavis ji himself. Chief Minister for the last 7 years is Mr. Devendra Fadnavis himself. If that is the case, you have waited for 12 years. 12 years to remove infiltrators, and that too for this election you waited. Which means you and your central government, you and your union government with the BJP has failed India on stopping infiltration into India. Can you imagine when you're talking of Bangladeshis entering Mumbai, they have to come in from Bangladesh into a border. Firstly, accusing our Jawans of not protecting the border properly. This is Mr. Fadnavis accusing the BSF Jawans of not protecting our border properly. Two, they have to cross over so many states. A lot of them are BJP ruled states. Saying every BJP ruled state is a failure. And what was Mr. Fadnavis waiting for? What was he sleeping for? For this election after 12 years?
Perhaps to stretch this argument a bit, they might say that they've come via the waterway.
Who guards the waters? The union government. 12 nautical miles is the union government. So it's a just joke. And I think, again, when the BJP has nothing to offer, they go on Hindu-Muslim. Why are they not talking of the BST bus and the situation it is in today? Why are they not talking of the schools and education system that we built and we want to take ahead? Why are they not talking of the 5 hospitals that we want to convert to medical colleges, but they want to privatize it? Why are they not talking about the electricity supply? Why are they not talking about water situation? Why are they not talking of footpaths and cleaner footpaths? Why are they not talking of open spaces? Because they have not done anything and they have nothing to offer. Even as of today, 9th January, the election is what, 6 days away? They do not have a vision for Mumbai. They don't have a manifesto for Mumbai.
Yeah, you've got a long drawn manifesto and you've promised a lot many things. How will you convince the electorate, the voters in across all 29 municipal corporations that you need to vote on the basis of civic amenities that should be made available to you by your
I think
local
if
government?
you look at our campaigns, right, the difference between the two campaigns is clear. The first phase of our campaign was what we have done in the last 25 years. We've put it proudly on our hoardings, right, from the coastal road to the dams, to the roads, to the footpaths, to open spaces, to everything. The BJP has put up only 2 faces who have looted Maharashtra. The next phase of our campaign, which is up now, we've put up a vision document of what we want to do for Maharashtra and for Mumbai, for the different cities of Maharashtra. The BJP has put up only 2 faces who have taken away industries from Maharashtra. That's the difference, and people will vote as per that.
But people do not fall for this narrative that BJP has taken away industries from Maharashtra.
I think the people who have lost their jobs know that. The people who are fooled, the farmers who are fooled by the BJP saying we'll give you a loan waiver will know that. The women who are fooled by saying we'll give you 2100 rupees and they've still stuck to 1500 rupees will know that. The cities that have crumbled in the last 3 years, they will know that. Anyone standing in a bus line for the BST bus for 40 minutes and more and has seen the fare triple will know that.
Barring 1992, when Congress won the civic election in Mumbai, Shiv Sena has been, the undivided Shiv Sena has been ruling Mumbai Municipal Corporation since 85. And Mumbai still continues to struggle with flooding, housing shortages, and transport failures, despite, as I told you, Shiv Sena being in power since 1985. Why should voters trust you with another term?
The flooding spot that you're talking of, let me remind you that the first flooding spot was Hind Mata, the second flooding spot was Gandhi Market, the third flooding spot was Milan Subway. Of course, you will have smaller flooding spots that appear sporadically because of construction work or the slurry from the cement plants that go into the drains, and you have smaller sporadic flooding points created. But these 3 traditional ones were made flood free by us in 2021, 2022. 2023 again it worked. 2024 and 2025, both the times, the BJP's administrator did not bother to start the pumps, which is why it flooded again. Ours is a track record of doing the work. Like we say in Marathi, karun dakhwalele. We made rainwater holding tanks. The first time in India, we have seen rainwater holding tanks at Milan Subway and Gandhi Market and at Hindmata. Today, the press doesn't go there because those flooding spots have been done away with. Over the past 15 years, we worked on the Brimstoward project, Irla, Gasdar Bandh, then you have Love Grove, you have Worli Nala, you have Britannia. These pumping stations, and then two more coming up, one at Mogra Nala in Andheri West and one in Chembur. These nalas, these pumping stations, suck out the water from the city, from the perennial flooding spots, and push it out in the sea during low tide. If you see, that has been successful. Our stormwater drains, over a period of time, as we repair our roads and redo our roads, we have been increasing the diameters of our stormwater drains. That is very, very important. We are probably the only municipal corporation that went from a 600 crore deficit to a 92,000 crore surplus from 1997 to 2022 without stopping any work, without increasing taxes, without adding tolls. We're the only municipal corporation in the world to have 1,235 schools of our own, run free of cost, 3.5 lakh kids learning in these schools in 8 languages, digitized education, virtual education, extracurricular classes, health being taken care of. Apart from that, we're the only municipal corporation to have schools which are not just SSE boards but IB, IGCSE, CBSE, and ICSE. We have reversed the trend of kids moving out from BMC schools. For 4,000 seats in 2022, we had 10,000 applications. In the health sector, we're the only municipal corporation in the world who has gone beyond the duty of primary health care. We have our own hospitals, our trauma care centers, plus 4 medical colleges, and we want to make 5 more.
Where is the money going to come from? If you come to power, that is in Mumbai, where will the money come from, given that the center and the state are being ruled by BJP, of which you are alleging that they have not been very cooperative?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, the 25 years of governance or service that we had in BMC, and through BMC we served Mumbai, and we built the kitty of 92,000 crores surplus for each project. So something like 12,500 crores for something like GMLR or Coastal Road, 18,000 crores for STP was accounted for from our regular taxes, not extraordinary taxes. Two, from those 25 years, 97 to 99 and 2019 to 22 mid was the only time we had a chief minister of our own. All the 21 years apart from that, we had a chief minister from an alternate ideology and a prime minister from an alternate ideology. We had not much of a cooperation then too, but we still did it, which means that with better administrative planning and financial planning, you can run cities. And that is only and only because local self-governments, especially the Mumbai Municipal Corporation Act, has its own jurisdiction where nobody else has any right.
And that's what people of Mumbai would want to know, that despite having 92,000 crore in FDs, Mumbai still suffers from lack of civic infrastructure.
The point
could you explain to the people of Mumbai?
The thing is this, it's not that. See, you look at the 92,000 crore surplus, that is used for particular projects. The Coastal Road, STP, Coastal Road belongs to the BMC. We have done it. The Chief Minister has not an iota of anything to do with it. The STP, the Honorable Prime Minister came and said, he has given a gift of 18,000 crores for the STP. No, he did not. It's not a single rupee from his kitty or his pocket. It's from BMC's money, the saved money that we have done. If you see the roads that we made in our time, I can take you even today, they're of good quality as against what Eknath Shinde or Faknath Binde has done.
Okay, then why are you unable to convince, let this narrative sink in among the public that it is the Shiv Sena Uddhav?
I'll tell you what, we don't speak about narratives. We're not talking of narratives here. We're talking of the work done. The narrative issue and the narrative problem is with the BJP, which wants to set narratives. We prove our work through the work done, and which is why for 25 years, Mumbai has voted for one man, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray.
Talking about the alliance of Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray and Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, when Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray fell out in 2006, the dispute was over who inherited Balasaheb Thackeray's legacy, which you also talked about, that you're still carrying forward his legacy. Now that the cousins are back together, who do you believe is the true political heir?
If you see the last 20 years, both the parties and both the party chiefs have taken their parties and their ideologies on their particular way, on their respective tracks. We have come together for Mumbai, we have come together for Maharashtra. Two cousins or two brothers coming together is always a good thing. No person with a sane mind or a human mind will oppose two families or two brothers coming together again. Only a BJP mentality will feel bad about two brothers or a family reunion. In terms of legacy, in terms of surname, of course, you see both of them taking it in their own way, threads of what they feel was right, what they feel was improvable. I think they do that in their own way. But coming together for Maharashtra is, I think, a bigger strength.
Okay. As far as campaign via television media or electronic media is concerned, the BJP is targeting Shiv Sena Uddhav Babasaheb Thackeray's corruption in the BMC as well as in other municipal corporations wherever they are in power. BJP was also a partner with you in BMC since 1989 when you first came together for Lok Sabha elections, then Assembly, and then for BMC. They've been charging Shiv Sena Uddhav Babasaheb Thackeray with large scale corruption in all the projects. How would you answer this charge?
I think they should go on a comedy show. That is my only answer to them. Because for 20 years out of 25 years, they were in the same government as we were in. They had the deputy mayor, they had the improvement committee chairman, they had the education committee chairman, they had the BST committee chairman, they had the tree committee chairman. All of them are signatories to every work that has happened. Two, either work has happened or work has not happened. If the work has happened, why are you abusing us? And if the work has not happened, why are you taking credit for the work done by us? As simple as that. Three, what is corruption? Logically, corruption is where your government money is taken out from the government treasury and put into your own pocket. We're the only government in India where we've increased from a deficit to a surplus. As against what the BJP has done with the surplus today, they've taken us down to a 2.5 lakh crore deficit, committed liability. And nowhere is the work being done. So either you accuse us, but then don't claim credit for Coastal Road, or then say the work has happened and still don't claim credit for us. Two, you think if there was an iota of truth in any of their nonsensical arguments or corruption scandals or whatever allegations they made, you think we would have been independent? Typically, what's happening in the country today, anyone who has any truth in a corruption scandal or scam goes through a washing machine, goes into the BJP and becomes either a deputy chief minister or a big central minister. We would have been sitting on big posts of the BJP. The sacrificial goats are the BJP karyakartas for the BJP.
Yeah. Talking about Mr. Fadnavis's charges, he specifically said
He should answer, Mr. Fadnavis should answer about the PM Care Fund. Why was that fund made private? Why were corporates bullied into giving into a private fund? Why did the BJP MLAs here in Maharashtra and MPs here in Maharashtra give to the PM Care Fund and not to the Maharashtra Chief Minister's Relief Fund when they knew that the PM Care Fund was private? Did he know that the PM Care Fund was private? Where is the money being used? What is the logic and the mechanism for the money of PM Care Fund being used? What is the accountability to the people?
Yeah. Your name is also being dragged into the Mithi desilting scam that the BJP is talking about, that 80 crore rupees were siphoned off through this desilting scam, and through they're naming Dino Moria, and you have close relations with
He's the
Dino
Prime
Moria.
Minister's best friend. You've seen him celebrate Christmas with Prime Minister. And that's when the Bajrang Dal Karyakartas attack the churches. But at the same time, these guys, whoever's named here, has been celebrating Christmas with the Prime Minister. So again, either he is worthy to be sitting and celebrating Christmas with the Prime Minister, or he's a criminal. And two, again, if there was an iota of truth in any of those charges, any iota of truth, we would be a minimum deputy chief minister in the BJP because they love all corrupt people.
Is that the criteria to be in power these days?
Currently it is. You see everyone who's around each other. Ajit Dada said that he was accused of 70,000 crore scam, yet he's in government. Mr. Fadnavis is saying that case is not closed. Why are you sitting with corrupt people? Eknath Shinde is accusing someone else of corruption. Someone else is accusing Eknath Shinde of corruption. Today BJP karyakartas in Mumbai somewhere were shouting Pannas ko ke ekdam okay. So these three people have stuck together for corruption, nothing else.
Coming back to the coming together of the Thackeray cousins, in the prolonged Thackeray family feud, was the real loser the Marathi Manus? Why
Can I
did
tell you
it
something?
Yeah.
There is no point.
Marathi Manus seems to have lost a unified political voice.
I'll tell you something.
In Mumbai.
There is no point going into the past. Because in the past, we can also speak about the 25 years we were with the BJP. We supported them outright in their worst days. There's always an effect.
This is not political. I'm talking about. I come across a lot of Marathi Manus in my area, in wherever I go, and the common refrain is, "Why did it take so long?"
But now that we have come together, I think it is up to every Marathi Manus and every Mumbai Premi to support this alliance, because now is the right time. I think it's always a full circle of life. You have to go through those motions to understand where you belong and how we can be together.
Yeah. Before the model code of conduct kicked in, you held a press conference and you alleged fake and duplicate voters. Do you still believe Mumbai's electoral rolls are compromised?
Absolutely.
Or then why are you participating in it?
Because now we have figured who is compromised. We have gone through a proper detailed analysis and we figured that the double voters have increased after the final roll, after we raise objections. We've seen fake and large households increase after we've raised objections. Now, on the day of voting, we will be looking out for every bogus voter and we will be dragging them to the police station.
How are you going to have Shiv Sena cadres man the polling booths when
We have
election
our polling
happens?
agents, we have the data with us. See, finally, what is important is in any democracy, a vote, every person must have one vote. Every person must have a free and fair vote. Every person must have a right to know where your vote goes. Right? Your own self. It's a secret ballot. The point is this, that you can only convince a voter who is real. You can't convince a bogus voter because the voter doesn't exist. And that's what the BJP uses.
Will Shiv Sena Uddhav Babasaheb Thackre's cadre be in the streets while doing this? Because you're talking about
I don't think they will dare to, the bogus voters will dare to step down. Yet we will be out there in terms of spotting the bogus voters. If there's a genuine case, of course, there can be an issue, but otherwise we'll be dragging them to the cop station.
the BMC election is now being held after a delay of 4 years. It was being run by state administration. Who do you think stalled the elections for 4 years? And do you think the BJP will benefit out of this, or Shiv Sena?
The BMC is such a unit which runs on its own. It's such a well-oiled machine. It needs no support from the state or center when it comes to running its daily activities. There is also a huge amount of transparency. I can vouch for this, that there is no other body in this country where there's so much of media focus. There is the government and the opposition sitting together in committees and making decisions. The BJP did not want this. The BJP wanted to loot the BMC, which is why they did not let elections happen.
Who will benefit politically, electorally when results come out on June 16th?
We will be winning. We will be winning decisively, and Mumbai will win.
Now, this is a question that starts with if, but possibilities do exist. When you flip a coin, it's either a head or a tail. In election, one party wins, one party loses. If the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Babasaheb Thackeray and Maharashtra Navnirman Sena alliance loses the BMC, can you still then credibly claim Babasaheb Thackeray's political?
It's not about if and but. And two, I'll tell you what, this is not about the legacy. This is not about political parties. This is not about us. Elections come and go. You win or you lose. But this is the last chance Mumbaikars have to save Mumbai.
The BJP argues that only a double-engine government can deliver for Mumbai. What real advantage would a Shiv Sena, Uddhav Babasaheb Thackeray and Maharashtra Navnirman Sena led BMC offer instead?
I have just answered about how we work despite having opposing chief ministers for the last 25 years, and we've delivered. I think we have triple engine. We have Sena, we have MNS, we have NCP coming together. And Mumbaikars know that the only person who can care about Mumbai, who can serve Mumbai, and even when he was the chief minister of Maharashtra, he was the first Mumbaikar to be the chief minister of Maharashtra. The kind of focus we had on Mumbai, the only person is Uddhav Babasaheb Thackeray. The others, like the BJP and Minde, are into loot Mumbai. We're here to serve Mumbai, and we've shown that.
We'll go back into flashback mode. If Babasaheb Thackeray were alive today, would he have approved of the 2019 alliance that Uddhav Thackeray made with Congress and NCP to form the Mahavikas Aghadi government in Maharashtra?
I'll tell you what, when he was around too, there have been instances in the BMC itself where the Sena has supported the Congress to become the mayor. Mr. Murli Devara was made the mayor when my grandfather supported him openly, when the Janata Party had thrown stones at Shiv Sena Bhavan. There have been times where we've been in an alliance with the Congress when my grandfather was around and he was the main decision maker. If you remember, we had very openly supported Ms. Pratibha Patil and Mr. Pranab Mukherjee from the Congress as Congress nominees for the President of India post. So that is one. Two, the way the BJP has behaved with the party that he has made, that he has created, and tried to use and throw away our party after all we did for the BJP, I don't think there would have been any doubt that he would have probably taken a decision.
It's almost 4 years now after the Shiv Sena world.
There is in fact a marmik cover also where you see the paw of a tiger, which is the Shiv Sena, and the hand of the Congress being together. There's a marmik cover on that, which is drawn by my grandfather. So, and all these guys who are talking of the legacy of my grandfather and teaching us Hindutva and how to be away from the Congress, 99% of them are Congress imports who have gone to the BJP or to Minde for charges of corruption, and they're teaching us all of this now.
Okay, when you call Eknath Shinde Minde, do you think it makes any impact on him or the people who you address?
It may not, but I'm calling a darpok. I'm calling a chor a chor. It may or may not make an impact, but you have to call the person for what he is. The fellow ran away because there was a corruption charge on him. It was caught. His two people were arrested by the ED. He came and cried to us, told us everything, and then ran away. And then now he's trying to claim the legacy. Tomorrow he won't feel shy to wear our masks and roam around.
It's almost 4 years, as I said, after the split led by Eknath Shinde happened. Have you and your father fully come to terms with what happened, or does it still rankle?
I think there's nothing about coming to terms or whatever. But when there is a theft, the thief at certain point has to be shown justice by the law. We're waiting for the Supreme Court. Now it's been 4 years. I don't know how many more years the Supreme Court will hopefully. I mean, now we've got a date of 21st Jan. But this is not about just the theft. This is about a constitutional case in the most important court of India, the most important constitutional case, political case in recent times. This will determine the future of political stability, political culture, and political maturity in India.
What happened? 60 out of your 84 elected corporators in 2017 has jumped ship and gone to Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena, and that's what I would like to tell you. Whenever people talk about Shiv Sena, they distinguish it as Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena.
His is Shah Sena.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, out of the 60, see, many people openly said, sir, paise milte hai, we're getting funds, we're getting private funds, our child is getting.
Loyalty matter, loyalty to Baba Saheb Thackeray.
Now, that is what they should look in the mirror and answer to themselves or their next generation. Some of them, one lady clearly told us, no, son is getting married, I need money, 2 crores. Jao, kya kar sakte ho? But where it has come to is this is where the BJP has got a political culture to. And the other thing is, funnily enough, some of them haven't even got a ticket now. The BJP's put up candidates against them.
A lot of people who you call have been whitewashed by the BJP, were part of the undivided Shiv Sena once. Would you then, how can you morally say that the BJP whitewashes corrupt? They were part of your party when they were corrupt. The corruption also happened when you were in power.
Okay, so did we whitewash them? Did we defend them? Did we protect them? Who had the reins of the cops? The ED, IT, CBI. Why didn't the BJP raid them? Why didn't the BJP throw them behind bars? They could have been with us and you could have thrown them behind bars. We did not whitewash them. If anyone is corrupt, how is it justified?
But you didn't even expose them. And I'm sure you must have come to know
that if anybody is corrupt, if you have the investigative agencies in your hand, why make allegations and then make them deputy chief minister? Arrest them, throw them behind bars, no?
Yeah. Was there a leadership or organizational failure in 2022? I'm talking about June 2022 within the Shiv Sena that allowed such large defection to take place.
I think the point is this, that we did not stop the people, the darpoks who wanted to go. Because if these guys have sold their soul, if these guys have sold their identity, if these guys have sold their morals, we don't want to be sitting with people who have zero morals. I think it's important in politics to have principles, morals, and to stand your ground when you're facing pressure.
You must be around 22 when your grandfather passed away, and you must have spent a lot of time with your grandfather, talking to him about politics. Tell us about the lessons in politics that he taught you and that you think are still holding you in good stead.
I think one, when you spend your time with your grandfather, you don't necessarily think of, sitting around him as taking lessons or tuitions, because inevitably every morning when you're stepping out for school, then college, then work, you meet him. Once you're back, you meet him, you share your day with him, he shares his day with you. Sometimes be it just chilling with him, watching a cricket match, hanging around when he's having meetings, just sitting there. I think there are certain things that you pick up subconsciously. One of the most important things that I've seen in his life is he's never differentiated anyone based on caste, creed, language, religion, or socioeconomic differences. For him, everyone has been a normal human being, and he's treated everyone with that much respect. Two, I think what is very, very important is to trust the people around you. Three, I've also seen him not make, or if you're a political rival, right? You are not my enemy. You can't be vindictive about that person. You've got to be fair about that person, be it when you're in power or that person is power. I think these are some of the things that speak volumes. And four, he has never been stuck to a particular idea that has become rigid over time. He has always moved with time, been relevant to time, with decades or with years.
When you're upset, when you're down, when you face electoral defeats, do you remember of your grandfather facing similar situations and yet coming up trumps?
No, only sometimes you feel that you could have just sat with him and chit chatted with him, hung out with him, because uh, he had a knack of making the atmosphere lighter. But apart from it, I don't think that we sort of feel that there is a vacuum, because we know that we have his blood, we have his support, we have his ashirwad. And I think he trusted us to be on our positions because he knew that we can take care of every pressure possible. So I think if he's trusted you enough, it's our duty to live up to the trust and not keep constantly pulling him into this.
Any personal memory about your grandfather that you would want to share with our readers?
Oh, tons of them. But right from, I mean, enjoying cricket games together to traveling around. I think one of the things he also encouraged amongst us as grandkids he used to take us, of course, as grandkids to toy shops also, because that is for every child. But I remember my visits with him to bookshops, and one of his habit, and that we kept as a tradition between the both of us, is as a child he always encouraged me to read. He always encouraged me to he got me dictionaries as a child, thesaurus and dictionaries. And when I used to travel the world, I used to bring him thesaurus or dictionaries that were completely updated or of that year, because he had this habit of and he had to drop out of his school in the 6th standard because he couldn't pay the fees. But he still carried on learning, of course, his Matrubhasha, which is Marathi. He spoke great Hindi, he spoke great English. He learned it over a period of time. And wherever he thought he was getting stuck on a particular word, he used to write that down and then ask me after, whenever I met him, saying, Aditya, what is the meaning? Let's look at the dictionary. How do you pronounce this? How do you perfect the pronunciation?
So he had that curiosity to learn.
Always, every single day, every single day.
The Shiv Sena was once feared for its street level aggression, and I can vouch for it because all my life I've seen Shiv Sainiks around me, and there was this one slogan, "Awaz Kunaza Shiv Sena," and they would cry out very loudly, and it would inspire a lot of cadres around. Has that fighting instinct faded under Uddhav Thackeray, or has the party consciously chosen a softer, more gentrified policy?
See, there was a need to do that at that time. Today, when you can just speak about an issue and things happen, you don't need to do anything. That strength is already built. The trust and the strength has been built in the people. Two, it's often been told by my grandfather and my father both that when you're making a statue, you need the hammer and the chisel. Once you've carved the statue, if you use the hammer and the chisel, the statue will break. Now you need to keep polishing it, cleaning it. And three, I think what is also very, very important is hitting the streets when needed. Whenever there's a need, we hit the streets. When Maharashtra faced the COVID crisis, our foot soldiers as government were on the ground. Our chief minister was out there saying, okay, let's do this, let's do that. And we've led the COVID battle from the front like no other state in India.
A final question, Aditya. A lot of women and girls from our office also would want to know, why is Aditya Thackeray still single?
Oh God, finding the right one. I think that's the logical answer.
How long before this question will be answered?
This is the same question I keep getting asked by my parents every day, and I've chosen to play Uno reverse on them, saying, "Why don't you find also?"
Okay. Well, Aditya Thackeray, this was Aditya Thackeray, Shiv Sena leader and MLA from Varai constituency, twice speaking with Rediff. Aditya, thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean, you got a great track record. You got a lot of confidence in all the questions except the last answer. So, the only message I want to give to all of you, as your readers, as your viewers, as for Rediff, is let this election be defined by the civic issues that matter to you. Let it be defined by who has worked, who has shown accountability, transparency, the candidness to accept that this has worked, this has not worked, against just absolute random abstract ideas as Bangladesh and Rohingyas, which are not issues of civic elections. These are failures of the union government that they're now trying to own in the BMC elections. This is about your city, my city, our city. This is about our issues in our lanes. We have worked for it together. This is about the spirit of the city. Let's live up to that spirit.